If you have ever been at a star party, you probably waited for 20 minutes in line for 10 seconds at VIPs, and that's when the clouds moved in. Hi, I'm Dan Roy, and this is my wife Rebecca here. By the end of this talk, you'll be on your way to hours of enjoyable astronomy at your own pace and in the comfort of your own home, thanks to wonderful free software that any curious mind should know about. I'm talking about Stellarium. You can get it here at stellarium.org. It runs on Linux, on Macs, on Windows, and the price is right. It also comes with a pretty professional user's guide that matches the software for once, and it has all sorts of practical tips, astronomical concepts, ideas for observations, the works. Highly recommended. Okay, let's go to demo this thing. Let me set it up right first. So if I did it right, Alt Tab, yeah, it worked. Miracle happened. Okay, what you're looking at here is a meadow somewhere in Guérens. That's a small village in the valley of the Saône River, about 50 kilometers north of Lyon in France. Guérens is the hometown of Fabien Chéreau, the software genius who gave us Stellarium. So, if you want to stop Stellarium, you go here. If you want to remove the full screen, you click that. And if you want to change date and time, which is I'm about to do, you click there. And you will notice that I set the date here to the 14th of July in the honor of Fabien, Vive la République. And I'm going to set the time to 2200 so that we can see the stars. And let's see, that's the Milky Way here, but we can do better if we remove the atmosphere. Pesky atmosphere. Okay. And here is Saturn. Here is Saturn, and let's click on it. And I'm going to center it, that spacebar centers it, and then I'm going to zoom in by using page up. Ain't that cool or what? Now guys, there is no way I could show you that on my telescopes, even my 12-inch. And that's the beauty of the software, that you can zoom in and zoom out at will. And here, I love to use page up, page down. You can use the wheel of your mouse, but I love the Star Trek effect here, okay? Insane, set a course for Earth, warp 9, engage. I love it, it's so cool. All right, so now that we are back, let's have a look at Jupiter. But for Jupiter, I have something special in mind. Let's have a look at Jupiter like Galileo himself saw it. To do that, I have to do a little bit of magic, bear with me. Let's see the sky. Yeah, let's remove the relative scale so that we can see the satellite better. Let's remove the labels because he sure did not see that in the sky. And then we have to move the location from Lake City to where he was observing. Now, he was observing from Padua. But we do not have Padua in this database. But I do know that Padua is very close to Venice. Yay. So let's ask for Venice, Italy. Here we go. So we have set the location to Venice, and now we're going to set the time. Now, he was doing his observing in 1610, and it was the 7th of January. I remember it well. And it was after dinner. Yeah, 21:38 is good. 7th of January. All right. Now, I will use the search box here to look for Jup. I think I could find it, but hey, I have this feature. I'm going to use it. Jupiter. Okay, and here it is. So now let me get rid of the junk here. And I can zoom in. Page up. He never saw it that good. All right. This is power 30 probably, so let me back off a little bit. Yeah, that's good enough. That's probably power 20 where he was doing his observing. Let's center it. And now, what he did is look at this planet and the stars, if it was stars, next to it, and then he did that night after night, and he saw this. Now clearly he saw that these little specks of lights were not stars at all. They were things orbiting the planet. And that was a big deal because he did not believe in the Copernicus system. He was very Christian, he was Catholic, very devoted. And so he believed that, like everybody else at the time, by the way, that the sun was not the center of the universe, the Earth was. Okay. Now, on the 10th, I want to have a good look at that one because I'm going to cheat a little bit and put a little bit more magnification, and I'm going to increase the time. Okay, I'm going to speed up the time. You see this thing next to Jupiter moving away from the planet? Now clearly this thing here is moving faster than the other guys. And the reason why it's moving faster is because it has the inside track. Because this little thing here is Io. So if I center it and I zoom on it, oh yeah, this is the most volcanically active world in the solar system. Under the gravity of Jupiter and its sister moons, it turns itself inside out constantly. By the way, it is slightly bigger than our moon. Its sister, closer to him, Europa, is slightly smaller than our moon. As for Ganymede, it's bigger than Mercury. So you're talking pretty serious business here. Okay, let's move out of there. Let's go back to Leak City and go back to modern time. First things first, location. We'll go back to Leak City. Let's restore all the controls that I modified to show you the satellites. Back to 1 pointer. Okay, that's good. And let's restore the date and time. Let's put 2020 back in. And we are still in July. And that's the 14th. Vive la République. And I will not put the atmosphere back. If I put the atmosphere back, of course, you will see the blue sky, but we are at to look at the stars, right? So let's explore. The very first thing you have to do in astronomy is to learn the constellations. You have to learn the constellations so that you know your way in the sky. So put some time here when we can see the stars and real good. And to learn the constellation, you can click this right here. Okay, that shows you the contour of a constellation. This is Cygnus the Swan here. This is Aquila the Eagle. And you can see the names, of course, and you can even have an idea of the creatures that they are supposed to represent. And I have another show on mythology, but that will be for another day. Now, let's go back to the search box. I want to show you something quite exciting here. We can see all sorts of stuff with this software, like with any kind of planetarium. Let's have a look at the Ring Nebulae in Lyra. Here it is. Let's zoom in. Now what you are looking at here is what the sun will look like in something like 5 billion years, from 2600 light years away. We are looking at a dying star, shedding its outer layers into space before becoming a white dwarf. Now, this material will eventually end up in the next generation of stars and planets, and the iron in our blood, the calcium in our bones, come from stars that died long ago, like this, or in supernova. Okay, now what I want to show you next is pretty trivial compared to that, but there are several things in the area I want to show you. Oh, before I do that, I want to show you the summer triangle. Okay, this is Vega here. This is Altair in Aquila the Eagle. And this is Deneb, it's Cygnus the Swan. Let me show you a constellation again. And this is an asterism. This is called the Summer Triangle. But anyway, let's go north. Go north, young man, go north. Here we go. Okay, now I'm pretty sure you will recognize this asterism here. Okay, this is the Big Dipper. And if you follow this line, of course, you get to Polaris. Now, I want to accelerate the time again because I want to show you something truly spectacular. Here we see Cassiopeia rising slowly. Okay, that's good enough. This is Queen Cassiopeia here. Okay, let me make sure that I don't lie to you. Here we go, Cassiopeia. And the queen is pointing toward her daughter in the sky. You see those three stars here? They form kind of an arrow. Follow the arrow to here. Stay into it and zoom on it. Welcome to the Andromeda Galaxy. Now this thing is pretty close. It's only 2.5 million light years away. And it's like Houston to Earth or something, you know, Houston to Austin. So it's also coming toward us at 300 kilometers per second relative to the Sun, and it will merge with the Milky Way in some 4 billion years. Okay, have a nice day. Maybe that puts COVID-19 into perspective, I don't know. But now I want to show you truly something that is truly spectacular. And our brothers and sisters in the southern sky don't know how good they have it. I want to show you the Large Magellanic Cloud. Now, clearly, of course, you cannot see anything because the planet is between us and this thing. No problem. Let's remove the Earth. It's just amazing we can do stuff like that, you know. And here is the Large Magellanic Cloud. And in particular, this is the Tarantula Nebulae here. A beautiful object that unfortunately, even in this beautiful software, doesn't do justice to it. But if you go online and you check NASA Hubble Space Telescope, you will see the Tarantula Nebulae in a better way. And also very close by was a supernova that we found in 1987. Okay. Unfortunately, there is no resolution here to show you the ejecta. But anyway, this is my demo of Stellarium, and I hope you enjoyed it. Certainly, like the best things in life, Stellarium is free, okay? So go ahead, share it with your friends, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep enjoying astronomy. Thanks for watching. Okay, I hope I didn't make it on time.